Alright, I want to address a question I've been getting lately on the CX500 upside down fork conversion. This particular bike is a 1980 CX500 custom. The donor bike for the forks was a 2006 GSX-R600. That one got done in the same day. A buddy of mine that I built this bike with, it's a 1982 CX500 custom, and it went enduro version, so taller setup in the rear as well as in the front. Originally it had the factory forks, which are sitting over here, and what we did is on the top side of the spring we just put a spacer. Well, after mock-up and riding it for a little while, he decided he wanted to tear it down and finish this bike, and he wanted to do the conversion also. So that bike got 2000 CR500, which is an off-road bike, upside down fork conversion. So what I want to cover is, a lot of people do the fork conversion, and with the GSX-R 600 and 750 that I know of, when you get your bearing kit from Allballs, they send you these really thick washers. And what the washers are for is on the bottom of the frame neck, right here, there's such a lip that once the bearing race is pressed in, and if you were to put the bearing on the stem and slide it up, what would happen is this frame neck right here would sit so far down it rubs on the bottom triple clamp. So before you press your bearing on the stem, you have to put on one or two of these washers to get it to sit down far enough so it doesn't rub this frame neck on the triple clamp. And what you end up having is not enough threads for the nut setup. Originally on this Suzuki GSX-R, you're going to have the bearing goes in, then you're going to have the one spanner nut, then the lock washer, another spanner nut, the top triple clamp, and then the lockdown nut. Most motorcycles that I have had apart only use one nut below, triple clamp, single nut to lock it all down. Matter of fact, that old Honda, I think that's a Sabre, uses one nut below, one nut above. The CB400 that's sitting up here on my shelf, same setup. And in fact, the factory CX, both those forks that are sitting over here, one below and one above. The way I come across addressing the issue to keep this nice and close to that without having to run a spacer and have a big gap there is take about 3/16 off the bottom of this neck here, just shave it off, and that allows you to run no spacers, gain more threads up there. You just set the bearing thrust with this top, or the first nut going on, then the lock washer, which keeps everything from spinning around when you put this on and run the nut down tight. That will cure your problem. You don't have to spend the money on a Cognito stem or someone else's stem and then have it pressed in. Hope that helps somebody.